Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you so much for dropping by. For anyone new to this channel or this topic, I would invite you to check out my introductory video on this topic. So this is a video diary of my deep dive into the tradition of Jodo Shinshu, also known as Shin Buddhism. Day 23. You know, doing this video diary has been so meaningful to me, and it's kind of actually helps me to ground this what I'm doing. At the end of the day, to every day reflect on, well, how did the day go? How did my day of exploring this path go? So I want to highly recommend it to anyone. It doesn't have to be a YouTube video diary. It could also just be journaling or um, making a recording of your voice. But there's something really profound in it for me, and it seems to be touching other people. So I just want to invite people to their own version of this. So, day 23. It's been a very interesting day. There's a very exciting prospect for me on the horizon. New career, new move, moving to a different country, making a lot more money, like all these really this amazing opportunity. And I'm really excited. And the other thing is I'm also not excited. And kind of like both, which is very new. Normally I'd be just totally obsessed. And I'm just kind of like, wow, this sounds great. I'm going to go for it. And, um, I just have to say that liberation, liberation, there you go. That kind of outs me a little bit. I spend a lot of time in Hinduism, but, Buddhahood, ending the cycle of samsara, nirvana, is really my number one priority. And so I'm really excited about all this. And I'm also just kind of like, I hope it happens. And if not, it's not the most important thing. It's very new for me, very new way of being. So another thing I've been reflecting on today is, well, two things. One is I'm still struggling with this idea of Amitabha as the only source of grace. And well, that's not accurate. That's not what Jodo Shinshu says. The only Buddha or that can fully deliver one from samsara. And so I'm more just reflecting on it, asking myself, is it true? And trying to listen deeply. And because, Renyo talks about how the other Buddhas, bodhisattvas, and even what he calls kamis, spirits, can absolutely help. Not absolutely lead us to the Pure Land or lead us to liberation, but that actually, he says, all the other bodhisattvas, kamis, and I think Buddhas too, are serving Amitabha's plan of salvation. And so it's not that they're not helpful or not good, but just this idea of exclusively focusing on Amitabha. I've been struggling with that. The first 2 weeks, I was able to put everything else aside and really, be with that. And I've been struggling a little bit. And, my way around it today has been, okay, highest source of grace. If that's you, Amitabha, I entrust myself to you. And I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth, and I want to know the path that's best for me. That's kind of been my way of working with that confusion today. And yeah. So I think that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for dropping by. And there's more I want to say, but I'm actually going to make a separate video about it, just about, yeah, I've just been reflecting on, who this path is for. This path is for those of us. I mean, it's for, I don't want to limit it, but I'll say what called me to this path, and I know I'm not the only one, is those who tried self-power paths, those who studied a lot. I just think of, well, I just think of Honin and Shinran, who were like professional Buddhists, professional monks, and they realized they couldn't do it. And then I think of the man who really, I'd heard about Jodo Shinshu before him, but it's Paul Roberts' work that really grabbed me. And, his story is so beautiful. Basically he found Buddhism and he was like, this is my path. And, he meditated and he studied, and then he encountered a huge personal tragedy. And he said he was so stirred up that he couldn't think straight for even a few seconds, that his mind was just totally nuts. And that's, that level of, unsolvable suffering is what drew him to this path. And that's what drew me to this path. So I'm feeling some camaraderie with, um, those are the people whose story that I know personally. Well, I don't know any of them personally. Paul left his body, but I mean, I know the details of what drew them to this path, and I just resonate with it. Whether it be Shinran and Honin having a sense of failing on the path of sages, or Paul Roberts just unresolvable suffering. They're just, both of those things are what brought me here, and not succeeding at my own disciplined spiritual efforts, and then just tragedy, deep, deep tragedy in my life. And so today I'm just kind of feeling in good company, that I'm with other people that couldn't apply spiritual teachings to the point of liberation. And I still feel in that boat. I'm still very much in that boat. So, well, maybe I won't make a second video. I just said what I meant to say. And thanks so much for dropping by. It just means so much to me that there are other people out there who are touched by this and following me on my journey. Namo Amida Butsu.